Stoicism, the ancient Greek philosophy of virtue, wisdom, and tolerance, offers profound insights into leading a fulfilled life. But let's face it, sometimes Stoicism sounds like it was designed by a robot with a glitch in its humor module. This guide is here to inject a bit of laughter into the mix, because as the Stoics didn't say, but probably should have, you can't control life's events, but you can control how hilariously you respond to them. As we dive into the Stoic rules for life, remember, these aren't just philosophical musings from people who never had to deal with a Wi-Fi outage. They're timeless guidelines that can help us navigate the modern world's chaos, with a grin on our faces, no less. From accepting what you can't change, like your height, or the fact that your dog will never learn algebra, to understanding that desire is the cause of suffering, yes, including that burning desire for the latest smartphone, we'll explore how to live a Stoic life without losing our sense of humor. Rule 1. Accept what you cannot change. The Stoic starter pack includes the serenity to accept what you cannot change. But let's be honest, sometimes what we can't change feels like it's everything but our socks. Ever tried to change someone's opinion on the internet? It's like teaching a cat to bark, futile and somewhat amusing to onlookers. The essence of this rule lies in distinguishing between what's within our control and what's not. For example, we can control our effort, our attitudes, and our reactions. Everything else? It's like trying to control the weather by yelling at clouds. Sure, you can give it a go, but you're likely to end up with nothing but a sore throat and some deeply confused neighbors. Next time you find yourself getting worked up over something utterly beyond your control, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this like trying to teach my goldfish to play chess? If the answer is yes, then it might be time to let go and focus on something a bit more within your reach, like maybe teaching it checkers instead. Finding humor in the uncontrollable is our secret weapon. It's recognizing that life is sometimes absurd, and laughing at this absurdity reduces its power over us. Did you spill coffee on your shirt right before a meeting? That's not a stain, it's a conversation starter. Missed the bus? You've just been gifted with a scenic route, also known as walking. Rule 2. It's not what happens, but how you react. Imagine if Marcus Aurelius had an X account. His tweets would probably be something like, got betrayed by my closest advisor today. Hashtag just Roman Empire things. But remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. This rule is all about perception and reaction. Life will inevitably throw curveballs, like when you pour a bowl of cereal only to find out you're out of milk. It's annoying, sure, but it's also a chance to get creative. Ever tried cereal with orange juice? No? Maybe keep it that way. It's easy to react with frustration, anger, or by posting a rant on social media. But the Stoic way suggests a different approach. Take a breath, maybe 10, and look for the silver lining. Your crush said, "It's not you, it's me." It's like a chef saying it's not the recipe, it's the oven. Time to bake your masterpiece elsewhere. Next time something doesn't go your way, like accidentally sending an embarrassing email to your entire contact list, pause. Laugh at yourself first, because let's be honest, it's pretty funny, and then calmly figure out a way to address it. Remember, your reaction can either be a second embarrassment or a legendary recovery story. Rule 3, death is part of life. Now, onto a cheerier subject, death. Yes, you heard that right. Stoics, with their characteristic chill, remind us that death isn't just inevitable, it's a natural part of life. So why not approach it with a bit of humor? After all, as the saying goes, nobody gets out of life alive. And if you think about it, there's something comforting in the universality of death. It's the one thing everyone agrees on. Regardless of politics, religion, or whether pineapple belongs on pizza, it does not. Instead of fearing death, we can use it as a reminder to live fully. Like, maybe don't put off wearing that outrageous hat you love. What's the worst that can happen? You end up in a fashion don'ts column post humously? Big deal. At least you'll be remembered. Live like you're going to die someday, because spoiler alert, you are. Make that bucket list, but also make a joy list. Things that make you happy to be alive, like watching a sunset, laughing till you cry, or successfully avoiding social obligations to stay in and read. Rule 4. Character is destiny. The Stoics believe that our characters shape our destinies. In modern terms, you are the main character in the sitcom of your life, and guess what? The script is improv. Your character, comprised of your virtues, decisions, and how you deal with the cable company when they put you on hold, determines the plot twists and turns of your story. Think of character development like upgrading your avatar in the most bizarre video game ever, life. Each challenge, mistake, or triumph is a chance to level up. Got caught gossiping? That's a lesson in honesty. Tripped in public? Grace under pressure and maybe some new shoes. Start viewing your personal growth as a series of comedic episodes. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, what would the hero of my sitcom do? Then do that, unless it involves hijinks that could lead to arrest. Remember, every great character has flaws. It's what makes them relatable and, more importantly, hilarious. Rule 5. Own only your mind, not your possessions. Stoics are the original minimalists, arguing that true freedom comes from owning your thoughts, not things. In a world where people show off their lives like infomercials, this rule is a reminder that you can't take it with you, unless you're a pharaoh, but even then, it's debatable. Picture this. You finally buy that fancy coffee maker, only to realize it doesn't make your mornings any less chaotic. Why? Because possessions are like band-aids on a bullet wound when it comes to happiness. They might cover up the problem, but they don't fix it. Next time you feel the urge to buy something to boost your mood, pause. Ask yourself, will this espresso machine help me achieve enlightenment, or am I just avoiding learning how to actually make coffee? Find joy in simplicity, like discovering the many uses of baking soda. Spoiler, it's a lot. Rule 6. Nature is a powerful teacher. The Stoics saw nature as a classroom where one could learn resilience, adaptability, and the art of not sweating the small stuff, because trees don't stress about losing leaves, they just grow more. Nature is the chill friend who reminds you that everything's going to be okay. Ever watched a squirrel try to steal birdseed from a supposedly squirrel-proof feeder? It's a masterclass in persistence and ingenuity. Nature is full of these comedic lessons, teaching us to laugh at our own ingenious attempts to control the uncontrollable. Spend time in nature and observe its resilience and humor. That tree outside your window? It's been through more seasons of drama than your favorite TV show, yet it stands tall, occasionally dropping a branch on your car to keep things interesting. Rule 7. The present is all we have. The Stoics remind us to live in the present because the past is a memory, and the future is as uncertain as a Wi-Fi connection in a thunderstorm. In the age of multitasking, where you're likely watching this while avoiding emails, remember, multitasking is the art of messing up several things at once. Ever noticed how pets are eternally in the present? They don't fret about tomorrow's vet appointment. They're too busy being bewildered by mirrors. Be like your pet, minus the mirror confusion. Embrace the moment, find joy in the little things, and remember, you can't change the past, but you can ruin a perfectly good present by worrying about the future. Practice mindfulness with a twist. Next time you eat, really savor the food. If it's bad, savor the experience of how remarkably unpalatable it is. It's all about being present, even in culinary misadventure. Rule 8. Desire is the cause of suffering. According to Stoicism, our desires can lead to our undoing, much like craving a chocolate cake at midnight. The cake isn't bad. It's the craving that'll lead you on a kitchen raid, ending in regret and a stomach ache. Imagine your desires are like notifications on your phone. You don't have to act on every single one. Some are just there to test your willpower, like the desire to buy yet another pair of shoes or to binge watch a new show until 4 a.m. on a work night. Try a desire detox. For one day, note down every desire that pops into your head, then laugh at them. You'll realize not only how fleeting they are, but also how absurd some can be. Desire to sing opera in the shower? Maybe give that one a go. Rule 9. Practice misfortune. This might sound like a downer, but Stoics practice misfortune to desensitize themselves to fear. It's like a fire drill for life's emergencies, but hopefully with less inconvenience and noise. Once in a while, live like you're on a deserted island, but with Wi-Fi, because let's not get too barbaric. Skip the luxuries, eat simple food, wear the same outfit. You'll realize that worst-case scenarios often aren't that bad, and you'll appreciate what you have much more, like your bed. Seriously, sleeping on the floor is a quick reminder of how wonderful beds are. Choose a day to live minimally. Eat simple meals, refrain from using unnecessary tech, and dress simply. You'll find joy in the simplicity, and perhaps discover that your greatest misfortune is not having tried this sooner. Rule 10. Wisdom lies in action, not thought. Stoicism teaches that wisdom is not just about knowing what to do, but doing it. It's like knowing you should eat vegetables but choosing cake instead. Knowledge without action is like a library without books, impressive architecture, but not much substance. Ever procrastinated so hard you ended up cleaning your entire house to avoid a 5-minute task? That's action, just misdirected. Channel that energy into what matters. Start small, conquer a tiny task with gusto, then ride that wave of triumph onto bigger things. Make a to-act list. Unlike a to-do list, this focuses on actions that align with your values and wisdom. Each completed task is a step toward living your philosophy, and each misstep, a hilarious anecdote for your memoirs. As we wrap up our Stoic journey with humor, it's clear that these ancient principles aren't just about enduring life's challenges. They're about thriving through them with a laugh. From accepting what we cannot change and curbing our desires to practicing misfortune and taking wise action, Stoicism offers a blueprint for a life well lived, sprinkled with a healthy dose of humor. So, as you go about your day, remember these Stoic rules not as strict guidelines, but as friendly nudges towards a more joyful, resilient life. And when things get tough, just think, what's the Stoic and comedic response to this?